The frame shifts. Somewhere, a clock ticks. Each second sounds louder than the last. The ticking becomes the heartbeat again, guiding us deeper into a place where memory and nightmare look the same. A dimly lit room appears, cracked walls, flickering light, the faint hum of electricity. The camera glides across a table scattered with old newspaper clippings, maps, and photos connected with red strings. Words are circled in black ink, missing, betrayal, bloodline. A gloved hand moves across the table, tracing the line between two faces. The hand pauses, then closes into a fist. A voice breaks the silence, low, soft, and steady, like someone reciting a truth they've tried to forget. Every secret begins with blood, and every lie ends with it. The air in the room shifts. The light flickers once, twice, and a shadow moves across the wall. It's not the owner of the hand, it's something else. Something that doesn't belong in this world. The shadow stretches and curls until it shapes itself into the form of a person. But when it turns, there's nothing where a face should be, only darkness, pure and endless. The camera turns away. A drawer slides open. Inside, a collection of strange things. A torn letter, a silver ring, a key with dried blood on its teeth. The hand picks up the key. The metal hums quietly, as if alive. Cut to another place. A woman's hand clutches that same locket we saw earlier. Her fingers tremble, not from fear, but from remembering. She stands before a mirror, her reflection blurred by candlelight. The flame wavers, as though the air itself is nervous. She touches her cheek, and for a brief moment, her reflection doesn't move with her. It just stares back at her voice, calm but breaking, whispers, "It's in me now. I can feel it." The candle goes out. Darkness swallows her whole. Now the screen flashes, brief glimpses, fragments of faces, and moments stitched together by panic. A man sits alone in a church, head bowed, whispering prayers to a God that stopped listening long ago. His hands are covered in blood. Behind him, the stained glass window glows faintly red. Somewhere else, two figures stand on opposite sides of a narrow hallway. Neither speaks. The air between them feels thick, electric, poisonous. A slow drip of blood falls between them, forming a line that divides one from the other. The camera moves closer to their silence, closer to the pain between them. Their shadows stretch along the walls, reaching for each other, but never touching. The silence breaks when one of them finally speaks, his voice a mix of sorrow and rage. "You were supposed to protect the family," the other answers, quietly. "I did." From you, the sound of thunder in the distance. The light flickers again, cut to a close-up, a pair of eyes, wide and unblinking, filled with tears that never fall. A whisper passes through the air, carried like a curse. The bloodline is cursed. And this time, no one escapes it. The city hums again, low and mournful. The streets are empty, but the shadows move like they have purpose. Somewhere, a bell tolls 3 times. The echoes linger like a heartbeat refusing to die. A hidden room opens, underground, stone walls wet with years of secrets. The camera follows a trail of candles, their flames bending as if they're afraid of something ahead. At the end of the path lies an altar. Upon it, a book bound in black leather, its pages wet with crimson stains. The cover reads one word, blood. A hand reaches out to open it. The pages flip violently on their own, stopping at a drawing, the same family crest from before, now crossed out with a blade. The ink drips as if it's fresh. Under the crest, faint words appear like they're being written in real time. The heir must return. A wind sweeps through the underground room, blowing out the candles one by one until only darkness remains. The faint outline of the person holding the book stands still for a long moment before slowly looking up. Their voice, soft as a breath, it's already begun. The sound of dripping water becomes louder. But it's not water, it's blood. It trickles from the ceiling, from the cracks in the walls, from the pages of the book itself. The camera pans upward, to the ceiling where something moves behind the stone, pressing out from within. Like veins under skin, the screen shakes slightly, lights flicker, and everything collapses into static. Out of that static, A single image forms, the locket again, spinning slowly in midair, surrounded by whispers that no longer sound human. The whispers merge into one haunting phrase: "You can't kill what you were born to protect." The locket snaps shut. The screen goes black, a final heartbeat, slow, an easy dot, and then the faint sound of a child's laughter distorted, echoing through the void, fading into nothing. The silence breaks with the sound of fire. It starts as a whisper, a faint crackle somewhere in the distance, but it spreads quickly, greedy, alive. The flames rise, licking the darkness, turning shadows into shapes and faces that were never meant to exist. The camera moves through the smoke, through the ruin of everything that once felt safe. The air trembles with heat and memory. The world isn't quiet anymore. It's screaming. A storm of ash falls like black snow. Each flake carries a piece of what was lost, a photograph, a word, a memory. They burn before they touch the ground. The light flickers red and orange, like the heartbeat of something ancient waking from a long sleep. And in the middle of that burning silence, a figure walks through the flames. No face, no name, only purpose. The fire bends around them, almost afraid to touch. Each step they take leaves a trail of smoke that twists into shapes, eyes, hands, whispers of the past clawing to return. The camera doesn't follow them. It watches, like even the lens is scared to get closer. Then the world shifts again. The flames die, leaving behind the echo of their light. The scene opens on a wide field under a blood-red sky. The wind howls like a voice trapped in the air. The field is covered with symbols, circles, lines, and the mark of the bloodline drawn in ash. In the center stands an old stone altar, cracked and bleeding dark liquid that moves like it's alive. A drop falls from above, slow and deliberate, landing in the center of the altar. It spreads outward, pulsing with the rhythm of a heart. The ground trembles. The air bends. And from that trembling silence, a sound grows, faint at first, then louder, a hum that feels like it's coming from the earth itself. The camera closes in on the altar. Something moves beneath the stone, a shape pressing upward. The crack widens. Dust falls like snow. The hum turns into a heartbeat. Then, with a sound that feels like the world itself splitting open, a hand breaks through the surface, pale, trembling, covered in blood. The sky flashes white. Thunder roars. The wind screams louder, carrying fragments of voices that sound like names long forgotten but never forgiven. Then everything moves fast. The screen fills with glimpses, flashes that come and go like thoughts in a fever dream. A blade being drawn from the dirt. A symbol burning itself into skin. A pair of eyes opening in darkness. A scream that doesn't come from a mouth. The sound of chains breaking. A hand reaching for another, but missing. The rhythm builds, heartbeat, thunder, metal, fire, all crashing together. The sound of war without soldiers, of pain without words. Then, silence again. The camera turns slowly toward a mirror shattered on the ground. In its broken pieces, different reflections appear, not of the same person, but of many. The faces flicker and end out like ghosts trying to remember who they are. Each shard holds a different truth, a different lie. In one, a woman's tear. In another, a man's rage. In the last one, the faint image of a child smiling in blood. The fragments begin to tremble. The reflections twist, melt, and merge until they form one single shape, faceless, but alive. The reflection opens its mouth as if to speak, but no sound comes out. Instead, blood begins to leak from the cracks of the mirror, crawling across the floor, drawing lines like veins connecting to something unseen. The sound returns, a slow, dragging breath. The camera pans upward, revealing a dark figure standing behind the mirror. Not a reflection, not an illusion, real. Waiting, a whisper breaks through. You open the door. Now you can't close it. The mirror explodes into dust. The scene cuts, lightning again, this time blue, almost divine. The city appears once more, but it's different now. Empty, broken, the rain falls in reverse, rising instead of falling. People's shadows move even though the streets are still. Every window glows red. Every reflection watches back, A church bell rings once, then twice, then stops. The sound fades into the hum of a heartbeat, slower now, weaker, but not gone. A door creaks open. Inside, that same locket rests on a table. It opens on its own. The photo inside, once clear, now shows two different faces. One alive. One dead. The flame of a candle flickers beside it. Then, from behind, a hand appears, the same one from before. Pale, trembling. It closes the locket gently, like saying goodbye to something that never truly left. The voice returns, quiet, steady, almost kind. You can't change what's in your blood, but you can finish what it started. The wind howls through the broken window. The candlelight dances, reflecting off the locket one last time. Suddenly, everything stops. No sound, no movement, only one final heartbeat. Then darkness. In that darkness, words fade in slowly, glowing faintly red. Blood of my blood, season 2. The letters pulse like veins, alive, feeding off silence. Underneath, another line appears, handwritten, trembling. The blood remembers. A final drop of blood falls across the screen, cutting the words in half. The screen fades from black. A single heartbeat echoes, deep and hollow. Thump, thump, thump. A droplet of blood falls, slow, graceful, inevitable. It lands in still water, and the ripples spread like veins across darkness. The sound of whispering rises, soft at first, then sharper, like secrets trying to escape. The air feels heavy, thick with memory. Somewhere in the distance, something metal scrapes, a chain being dragged, a lock being turned. Then silence. Out of that silence comes a voice, low, steady, almost like a confession. Blood never lies, but it always remembers. The heartbeat grows louder, faster. The ripples turn into waves. The water turns crimson. And just before it all fades again, a single word appears across the screen. Darkness settles again, but this time it doesn't feel empty. It feels alive. Like the shadows are breathing, the faint sound of footsteps echoes through a long hallway, slow, cautious, deliberate. The floor creaks under invisible weight. Dust dances in a thin beam of light coming through a cracked window. Time feels frozen, like the house itself has been waiting. Something stirs in the background, the faint rattle of wind through broken glass. A whisper moves through the air, not loud enough to understand, but heavy enough to feel. It's the kind of whisper that knows your name, even when you've forgotten it. The scene flickers, flashes of old memories cut through the dark like lightning. A hand gripping a photo, a child's laughter, twisted and distant. The faint reflection of fire in someone's eyes. You can't see their face, only their trembling hands. The photo falls into the flames, curling, turning to ash, and from that ash, a name forms in red smoke, like the ghost of what was lost. The heartbeat continues, softer now, like a warning. The camera moves slowly through the empty rooms of a forgotten house. Each wall is cracked, each door slightly open, as if someone left in a hurry or never truly left at all. There's an old chair rocking back and forth with no one in it. A candle burns on its own, flickering as if it remembers the touch of someone long gone. Then a sudden flash, the corridor drenched in blood. It's there 1 second and gone the next. The air hums and the whispers grow louder, like a chorus of the dead speaking all at once. Their words don't make sense, but their pain does. It's everywhere, crawling through the floorboards, hanging in the dust. Outside, thunder rolls. Rain begins to fall, steady and cold. Through a cracked window, a single bolt of lightning lights up the room, and for a moment, a shape appears. Human, still, watching. The lightning fades, the shape disappears. But its presence remains. There's movement in the shadows again, slower this time. The camera turns toward an old mirror on the wall. The surface is cracked, but something moves inside it, not a reflection, but something deeper. Like the mirror is remembering too, a faint handprint appears on the glass from the inside. And then a whisper, clearer than before. You can't bury blood. The air goes still. The candle flame dies. In that moment, the silence is louder than any scream. The house stands quiet, waiting. The storm rages outside, but inside, it's as if the world has stopped to listen. Then, almost gently, a voice returns, the same one from the beginning, calm, cold, certain. They thought it was over, that the past was buried. But blood always finds its way home. A door slams. The screen cuts to black. The sound of the heartbeat returns, faster, desperate. And beneath it, the faint sound of something being dragged across the floor. Something heavy, something alive. The darkness breathes again. The camera pushes in closer and closer into the pitch black nothing until all that's left is sound. The heartbeat stops. Then, faintly, one drop of blood falls again. The rain has not stopped. It falls endlessly, like the sky itself is trying to wash something away. Streets glisten red under the streetlights, as if the world is bleeding quietly beneath the storm. The camera glides slowly through the rain-soaked city, faceless, restless, and breathing like it has a heart of its own. Cars move in silence. Windows glow and flicker. Somewhere, a siren wails, fading into nothing. Beneath an old bridge, water flows thick with mud and shadow. A single lantern swings back and forth, casting a trembling light over the walls. The bricks are stained, not from time, but from memory. The kind of stains that don't fade. In the distance, footsteps echo again, heavy, uneven. Someone running. Someone being chased. Lightning cuts the sky open for a second, and in that flash, two shapes move, one running, one following. You never see their faces, only the outline of fear and fury. The sound of breath mixes with thunder. A hand slips, scraping against stone, leaving a streak that the rain tries to erase. But it can't. It never can. The storm grows louder. Wind howls through narrow alleys like it's alive, whispering secrets to those who can listen. A door slams. A figure hides in the dark, pressing their back to the cold wall, trembling not from the cold, but from truth. You can almost hear their heart beating. They look down. Their hand is covered in blood, but not their own. A flickering neon sign hums nearby. Its red light flashes one word over and over. Remember. Then a noise, faint at first. The scrape of boots against wet concrete. Slow, measured. The kind of walk that belongs to someone who isn't in a hurry. Because they already know how this ends. The hidden figure closes their eyes, holding their breath. The light flickers once, twice, and dies. Only the rain remains. Cut to another place, an old storage room, filled with forgotten boxes and dust. The air is thick, heavy, suffocating. A single bulb hangs from the ceiling, swinging slowly. Beneath it, an old tape recorder sits on a table, its red light blinking. It clicks on by itself, static. Then a voice plays, calm and motionless. You can't run from blood. It's already inside you. The tape clicks again and stops. Silence, a distant rumble echoes. The bulb flickers wildly and bursts, sending the room into darkness. A faint glow appears, not from light, but from reflection. Something metallic catches the moonlight, a blade. Still wet, the perspective shifts again, somewhere high above the city now. The rooftops stretch endlessly, and rain falls like ash. A lone figure stands at the edge, looking down. Wind pulls at their coat. Below, lights flicker in patterns, the same symbol from the first season, the one carved in ash and blood. It burns faintly on the ground below, glowing through puddles. The figure turns. In their hand is a letter, soaked and torn. The writing is barely visible, but one word stands out, smeared in red ink, return. Thunder crashed again. The city seems to shake with it. Somewhere far away, church bells begin to ring, slow, mournful, like a warning. Each toll echoes deeper than the last, until it feels like it's inside your head, and then silence again. The figure on the rooftop speaks softly, almost to themselves. Their voice trembles, not from fear, but from knowing. It's happening again. The screen flickers, static cuts through like a heartbeat skipping a beat. Then, a flash of scenes in rapid succession, a hand reaching through fire, a photograph torn in half, an eye opening in the dark, a symbol drawn in blood. A scream, muted, distant. The world bends for a moment, like reality itself is breaking. The storm grows violent. Lights explode. The city breathes heavier, as if it knows what's coming. Somewhere deep beneath the noise, that same voice returns, the one that spoke in the beginning. Calm, haunting, and certain, new alliances will form, old enemies will rise. And every secret has a price. The heartbeat returns, louder now, echoing like drums of war. A pair of footsteps move through the rain again, faster this time, closer. The camera turns toward a reflection in a puddle, not showing a face, but something darker. The reflection smiles even though the figure doesn't. The puddle ripples. The reflection distorts, and from it, a hand rises pale, wet, trembling, but alive. It grasps the edge of the frame, pulling itself up. The sound is sickening, flesh and water and pain. Then lightning strikes again, flooding the screen in white. When the light fades, there's nothing left but rain and the faint sound of breathing. The camera slowly zooms in on the wet pavement, where words begin to appear in blood. Letter by letter, the bloodline has returned. The screen glitches. The words distort, melt, and rearrange themselves into something new. Season 2, the rain fades, the sound dies. Only one breath remains, slow, calm, waiting. And in that final breath, a whisper breaks through, almost loving, almost cruel. You can't hide from what you were born from. Cut to black. The rain has finally stopped, but the silence it leaves behind feels worse. The world stands still, heavy with the echo of everything that just happened. The streets shine under the dim morning light, washed clean, yet nothing feels pure. Steam rises from the ground as if the earth itself is exhaling after a long scream. The camera moves through this quiet flow, steady, until it finds a single locket lying on the ground, half buried in a puddle. It's old, gold once, now tarnished by time. The chain is broken, twisted like it fought to stay together. The locket opens by itself, revealing a faded photograph inside to children, smiling, unaware of what the world would turn them into. A drop of rain falls on the picture, smearing the faces.